Hi, welcome to Broken Cameras. My name is CJ. I'm a photographer based in San Jose, California. One of the questions that seem to pop up in photography forums quite regularly is, what happens to the film when it runs through an airport CT scanner? Some say that the film is ruined. Some say that the film is just fine, with no problems even detected. Back in mid-March of 2025, I ended up going to Vegas for WPPI. I intentionally left 2 unexposed rolls in my carry-on to go through the airport CT scanner. Not once, but twice. Fast forward to late June 2025. I ended up going back to the Marin Headlands to do a little bit more exploring. I ended up taking the Fuji 200, which was one of the 2 rolls that went through the CT scanner, and I threw it into my Minolta HiMatic 7S rangefinder, and just crossed my fingers. Here's what happened next.
We move in quiet circles, ghosts drifting in the sheets. Your eyes are always elsewhere, lost in pixelated dreams. I reach through shifting daylight, but you dissolve like steam. Our words hang like a vapor, fading out of reach. I used to feel you closer, now it's just a distant sound. We're speaking through a window, can you hear me now? Fading, we're fading into the mist, into the blue. I can't touch the real you, floating, just passing through. Fading, we're fading to shadows in the afterglow. We're almost strangers, and I don't know where you go. Your laughter's like an echo, reverberates then dies. The warmth between our fingers is barely there tonight. We're weightless in the silence, untethered from the truth, slipping past the moment where I could hold on to you. I used to feel you breathing, now it's just the empty air. We're dancing in the static, pretend you're really there. I close my eyes, feel us slipping like silver threads unraveling. Was it ever real, or just a shimmer in the dark? Fading, we're fading into the mist, into the blue. I can't touch the real you, floating, just passing through. Fading, we're fading to shadows in the afterglow. We're almost strangers, and I don't know where you go.
At one point, I went up what looked like a deer trail, and at the top, I found some dilapidated structures and a partially collapsed tunnel. I didn't feel like going through that because I just don't like confined spaces. On the way back down, I ended up checking out a few other places. To get back home, I had to cross the Golden Gate Bridge. Looking back on this experience, I should have used a higher color ISO to go through that CT scanner. Something like a Kodak Portra 800 or a Cinestill 800T. Although I don't think it would actually affect any black and white film. I do have an upcoming trip to Portland, so I'm going to test this out. Interestingly enough, I did have a conversation with a photo lab tech, and he mentioned that even with ISO 100, he's seen fog and faint scan lines. For myself, I would have my film rolls hand-checked. If I knew I wasn't going to burn the full roll before it went through a CT scanner, I would make note of the exposure count, retract it back into the cartridge, and if I wound it too far, I'd just have to wait till I get home and just fish it out with a puller, then throw it back into the camera that I actually had it in. I realize that may be a few extra steps for a scenario that may or may not happen, but I'd rather err on the side of caution. Well, that's my time. If you sat through all that and you enjoyed the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Until the next one.